Your son, you said you've been coaching with him for what, 10 years now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, what are the positives that come with that?
Yeah, for sure. That's enjoyable. I really like that. I enjoyed coaching all three of them. I really didn't coach all three of them. They were on the team, but they all played different positions where I wasn't their direct coach. But, you know, for me, it's bonus years of being able to spend every day with my oldest son. It was probably, to be honest, one of the lures to kind of get back into coaching. He just works down the road at the Toledo Clinic. And then the other positives about that is my grandkids come to practice a lot. They were here last night in the rain. And, you know, so that gives me an opportunity to see them a lot more. And so, you know, the other thing, too, that I think is a forgotten thing, Ryan played for me. And he was a quarterback for me. And he knows the system. He knows not only the system of what we're trying to accomplish, but he knows that culture, he knows that mentality, and so it's another voice to help towards that. So there's just all kinds of bonuses.
But you mentioned it, you took 2 years off of coaching.
Yeah.
Did you learn something new about yourself then?
Well, I learned that I could do without it, for sure. You know, at first I was concerned. It didn't seem too bad that first year, but it didn't even really bother me probably till about 6:30 on the first Friday night of kickoff. And I did not go to a game. Matter of fact, I had the grandkids come over to make sure that I didn't go to a game. And, but it got better, you know, and in the second year, I probably really didn't miss coaching at all. I fished more. I loved to fish, did all those types of things. But but for at this point that I got to, I was reaching a stage in my life that where, you know, I could retire from education as an administrator. And what might I do? What could I do besides fish and those types of things? And I knew that it was a possibility that if the right situation opened up, that I would maybe be interested in being a head coach one more time.
Why is Bedford the right place for you and your son to come here and coach?
Well, I think their community values are very similar. I call this, what's funny is enrollment is way bigger than any school I've ever coached at, but the kids really aren't any different. You know, culturally, every community can be a little bit different, I think, especially when you start pushing the envelope of higher enrollments and more people. But the Bedford community is really, it's funny, Mark Garman, the athletic director, and I've talked about this more than once, is that this is really just a big Genoa, a big Swanton, a big Delta. Get a few more kids and whatnot, but really our kids athletically are very similar, and those are the type of values. When I interviewed kids in the winter and the spring, you know, we were 70-some% that still had both parents at home. All those values are important to me, and you know, it's still a community that you know, believes in the spirit of God, and I think when you couple those things together, that's a good matchup.